If you are waiting for the world to become quiet before you become focused, you will waste your whole life. The world will not become quiet for you. People will talk. Problems will come. Distractions will knock. Memories will return. Fear will whisper. Desire will pull your eyes away from the path. And if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you will become an old person, still holding the same excuses with a different face. So listen carefully. Your life does not fall into place when everyone finally understands you. Your life begins to fall into place when you stop abandoning yourself every time the outside world becomes loud. You say you want peace, but your attention is everywhere. You say you want success, but your discipline changes with your mood. You say you want respect, but you keep returning to people and habits that teach you to disrespect yourself. You say you want clarity, but you keep feeding your mind with noise from morning until night. This is not bad luck. This is scattered living. A scattered life cannot produce a centered destiny. The first battle is not against the person who doubted you. It is not against the person who left. It is not against the friend who became your competitor. It is not against the crowd, the past, the family, the enemy, or the system. The first battle is against the part of you that keeps giving your power away. You give power away when you chase approval. You give power away when you compare your chapter 1 to another person's chapter 20. You give power away when one message can destroy your mood. You give power away when one opinion can make you question your worth. You give power away when you know what must be done, but you wait to feel ready. Readiness is often just fear wearing clean clothes. You become ready by beginning, not by overthinking, not by announcing, not by asking 10 people what they think, not by waiting for a sign in the sky. You become ready when your hands touch the work, when your feet walk the path, when your breath stays calm while your mind says, run back. Focus on yourself, not selfishly, not with arrogance, not because other people do not matter. Focus on yourself because you are the only instrument through which your life is played. If the instrument is broken, the song suffers. If your mind is polluted, your choices are polluted. If your habits are weak, your future becomes weak. If your attention is stolen, your life is stolen. Your attention is not a small thing. Your attention is your life moving in a direction. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. Where your energy goes, your habits grow. Where your habits grow, your identity forms. Where your identity forms, your destiny begins to take shape. So ask yourself with honesty, who has been holding your attention? What has been eating your best energy? What conversation keeps repeating in your mind? What person do you keep trying to impress? What old wound do you keep feeding like it is a sacred fire? What distraction do you keep calling relaxation while it slowly empties you? Do not lie to yourself. The mind heals when the lies stop. Many people want transformation, but they protect the very habits that keep them trapped. They want a new life, but they keep the old routine. They want confidence, but they keep breaking promises to themselves. They want peace, but they keep entering conflict. They want strength, but they keep choosing comfort. They want clarity, but they keep drowning in information, entertainment, gossip, and comparison. This is why nothing changes. You cannot keep living the same pattern and expect a different inner world. A new life is not created by a new wish. It is created by a new repetition. Every day, you are voting for the person you will become. When you wake up and reach immediately for noise, you vote for a distracted mind. When you delay the work, you vote for weakness. When you speak carelessly, you vote for regret. When you train your body, you vote for strength. When you keep your promise, you vote for self-trust. When you choose silence over reaction, you vote for wisdom. The votes are small, but they count. One day, the result stands in front of you, and you call it fate. But it was not fate. It was accumulation. Your current life is the accumulation of repeated attention, repeated choices, repeated excuses, repeated courage, repeated avoidance, repeated discipline. Nothing appeared from nowhere. The tree grew from seeds you kept watering. If you do not like the tree, change the seeds. Do not curse the branches while feeding the roots. Focusing on yourself means returning to the roots. It means you stop being hypnotized by appearances. You stop asking why the fruit is bitter. And you examine the soil. You examine your mornings, your nights, your diet, your words, your friendships, your private thoughts, your relationship with time, your ability to sit in silence, your ability to do what must be done without applause. This is the real work, not the work you post, not the work you perform for others. The real work is what happens when nobody is watching and there is no immediate reward. Can you still choose the path? Can you still keep the promise? Can you still train when nobody praises your discipline? Can you still be honest when lying would protect your image? Can you still walk away when loneliness tries to bargain with your standards? This is where character is made. Character is not built in the loud moments. It is revealed there. Character is built quietly, in the small decisions that seem invisible. The moment you want to react but choose breath. The moment you want to quit but take one more step. The moment you want to gossip but remain silent. The moment you want to return to the old door but finally keep walking. Do not underestimate these moments. A human being is shaped by moments that most people ignore. You may think your life changes through one big event, one opportunity, one person, one breakthrough. But most lives change through small, repeated acts of self-respect. A clean room, a trained body, a focused hour, a truthful conversation, a boundary kept, a page read, a temptation refused, a plan followed, a reaction delayed, a morning protected. These look small to the impatient person, but to the wise person, they are bricks. And every day, you are building a house inside yourself. The question is, can your future live there? Can peace live in a mind full of comparison? Can purpose live in a schedule full of distraction? Can love live in a heart full of resentment? Can success live in a body you neglect? Can freedom live in a person who cannot say no? Be honest, some of what you call bad luck is poor inner architecture. You keep building doors for chaos and then complain when chaos enters. You keep leaving windows open for old habits and then wonder why the air feels heavy. You keep inviting people into your mind who never earned a place there. You keep sleeping beside distractions and then ask why your focus is weak. Close some doors. Not with hatred, with clarity. A boundary is not cruelty. A boundary is the fence around what is sacred. Without a fence, even a beautiful garden becomes a path for strangers. They walk through it, break the flowers, leave their waste, and then you sit there wondering why nothing grows. Protect the garden. Protect your morning. Protect your energy. Protect your mind from useless arguments. Protect your body from neglect. Protect your future from temporary pleasure. Protect your dreams from careless mouths. Protect your peace from people who only feel powerful when they disturb it. This protection is not weakness. It is wisdom. The world respects what you protect. If you do not protect your time, people will spend it for you. If you do not protect your attention, every screen will own it. If you do not protect your standards, your loneliness will lower them. If you do not protect your peace, every small disturbance will become your master. Do not become a person who can be controlled by every sound outside. Become rooted. A rooted person is not unmoved because life is easy. A rooted person is steady because their center is deep. Wind comes, but the roots hold. Rain comes, but the roots hold. Heat comes, but the roots hold. Praise comes, criticism comes, delay comes, rejection comes, and still the roots hold. You must grow roots, not image. Roots Dutch is what people see. Roots are what hold you when no one is looking. Image can impress. Roots can sustain. Image can attract attention. Roots can survive storms. Image is easy to polish. Roots require darkness, patience, silence, and consistency. This is why many people look strong until life tests them. They build image, not roots. Do not make that mistake. Grow in the dark. Practice without applause. Heal without broadcasting every wound. Build without needing everyone to believe. Let your discipline become so private and so consistent that by the time people notice, your foundation is already too deep to be shaken by their opinions. There is great power in moving quietly. The ego wants to announce. The soul wants to become. Choose becoming. When you announce too early, you invite weak energy into a young process. People question you, praise you, doubt you, distract you. And suddenly, instead of building, you are defending. Instead of practicing, you are explaining. Instead of listening to the path, you are listening to the crowd. Keep something sacred. A seed does not need an audience. It needs soil. Your dream does not need constant exposure. It needs discipline. Your healing does not need public approval. It needs honesty. Your growth does not need to be understood by everyone. It needs to be protected by you. Focus on yourself, and you will begin to see how much of your exhaustion came from performing for people who were not even paying attention. You were trying to look strong instead of becoming strong. You were trying to sound wise instead of practicing wisdom. You were trying to appear healed instead of sitting with the pain long enough to understand it. Stop performing. Performance is heavy. Presence is light. When you return to yourself, your life becomes simpler. Not easier, but simpler. You no longer have to manage so many masks. You no longer have to remember which version of yourself each person expects. You no longer have to twist your values to fit rooms that were too small for your spirit. You breathe differently when you stop betraying yourself. This breath is the beginning of freedom. But understand this, freedom is not doing whatever you feel. That is not freedom. That is slavery to impulse. Freedom is the ability to choose what is right, even when what is easy is calling your name. Freedom is the strength to say no when the old craving says yes. Freedom is the space between emotion and action. Freedom is when your mood no longer holds the steering wheel. Train that space. Before you speak, breathe. Before you react, pause. Before you return, remember the cost. Before you quit, remember why you began. Before you choose, ask, will this make me stronger, or will this make me familiar with weakness again? That question can save you years. Some doors are not closed because you lack love. They are closed because you finally gained wisdom. Some people are not left behind because you hate them. They are left behind because you can no longer shrink your life to fit their comfort. Some habits are not abandoned because they never gave pleasure. They are abandoned because their pleasure was too expensive. Now the cost. Everything costs something. Discipline costs comfort. Peace costs drama. Growth costs the old identity. Focus costs distraction. Self-respect costs approval. Purpose costs temporary pleasure. Truth costs illusion. You cannot have everything. A serious life begins when you stop pretending you can. If you choose the path, you must release the crowd. that keeps pulling you from it. If you choose peace, you must release the addiction to arguing. If you choose health, you must release the habits that damage your body. If you choose mastery, you must release the need for constant entertainment. If you choose self-respect, you must release the relationships that only function when you abandon yourself. This is not punishment. This is alignment. Dynamism often feels like loss at first. You lose noise. You lose access to certain rooms. You lose the comfort of old excuses. You lose some people who only knew how to love your weakness. You lose the identity that kept you safe but small. Let these losses happen. Not every loss is a wound. Some losses are surgery. They remove what has been poisoning your future. Do not run back to poison because the surgery hurts. Healing hurts too. Growth hurts too. Discipline hurts too. But there is a difference between pain that destroys you and pain that rebuilds you. Learn the difference. The pain of focus is clean. The pain of regret is dirty. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of wasted potential follows you quietly for years. The pain of walking away is sharp. The pain of staying where your soul is shrinking becomes a slow death. Choose clean pain. The person you are becoming will thank you. You may not feel strong today. That does not matter. Strength is not a feeling. Strength is a practice. You practice strength by doing the next right thing while weakness is still speaking. You practice courage by taking the step while fear is still present. You practice patience by staying with the process while the result is still invisible. Do not wait until doubt disappears. Move with doubt in the back seat, not in the driver's seat. Doubt can speak, but it cannot steer. Fear can visit, but it cannot own the house. Anger can rise, but it cannot use your tongue without permission. Desire can knock, but it cannot drag your body without your agreement. This is self-mastery, not the absence of emotion. The governance of emotion. A mature person feels deeply but chooses wisely. An immature person feels deeply and calls every reaction truth. Be careful with this. Not every strong feeling is a command. Sometimes it is only an old wound asking to repeat itself. Observe your feelings. Do not worship them. Your feelings are real, but they are not always reliable. Your fear may be real, but it may be pointing toward growth. Your anger may be real, but it may be hiding shame. Your sadness may be real, but it may be asking for rest, not destruction. Your desire may be real, but it may be hunger for escape, not love. Sit with what rises. Do not instantly become it. You are the one who observes. Remember this, you are not the storm. You are the sky that can hold the storm. You are not the thought. You are the awareness that sees thought arrive and leave. You are not the old pattern. You are the one who can interrupt it. This knowing changes everything. When you stop identifying with every passing state, you stop being dragged by it. You begin to choose. And choice is the doorway to dignity. Dignity is quiet. It does not beg. It does not chase. It does not shout for attention. It does not explain itself to people committed to misunderstanding. It stands in truth and lets time reveal what noise cannot. Build dignity. Stop begging to be chosen by people who make you feel small. Stop begging to be understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. Stop begging the past to become different. Stop begging comfort to give you growth. Stop begging life to become easier before you become stronger. Stand up inside yourself. This is where everything changes. Not outside first, inside first. The outside may take time to reflect your inner shift. Be patient. When you plant new seeds, do not dig them up every day to check if they are growing. Water them. Protect them. Trust the hidden work. Work is still work. Invisible progress is still progress. A quiet day of discipline is still a victory. One honest hour is still a brick. One returned breath is still a return to power. Do not despise small beginnings. The ego wants dramatic transformation. Wisdom respects steady repetition. The ego wants to become unrecognizable overnight. Wisdom knows that the deepest changes often happen quietly, then suddenly become visible. Stay with the quiet. The quiet is not empty. It is where the roots are working. Your task is not to force everything to fall into place. Your task is to become the kind of person who no longer keeps knocking things out of place through careless living. Stop creating chaos with your habits and then praying for peace. Stop wasting your time and then asking why progress is slow. Stop choosing people who drain you and then wondering why your spirit feels tired. Stop feeding your mind garbage and then expecting clarity. This is direct because it must be. You do not need more comfort. You need more honesty. Honesty is the medicine that tastes bitter but cleans the wound. So be honest. Where are you lazy? Where are you pretending? Where are you still addicted to being seen? Where do you confuse motion with progress? Where do you keep saying yes because you fear being disliked? Where do you keep calling fear intuition? Where do you keep calling comfort peace? Where do you keep calling attachment love? Name it. What you refuse to name will continue to rule you from the shadows. Once named, it becomes workable. Then begin. Do not try to change everything in one day. That is ego again. It wants a dramatic story. Choose one practice and make it sacred. 1 hour of focus. One morning without noise. One walk. One page. One honest journal entry. One clear boundary. One clean meal. One difficult task completed before pleasure. Make it small enough to begin and serious enough to matter. Then repeat. Repetition is the language of transformation. The body believes what you repeat. The mind believes what you repeat. The world begins to respond to what you repeat. Stop looking for a secret. The secret is hidden in what you refuse to do consistently. Consistency is not exciting at first. That is why it is powerful. It filters out those who only want the feeling of growth, not the responsibility of growth. B. Responsibility is not a burden when you understand it properly. Responsibility means your hands are back on your life. It means you no longer wait for someone else to fix your attention, your schedule, your choices, your reactions. It means you stop living like your life is something happening to you and begin living like your life